Hello students, today we are going to be going over 17.4, triangle congruence criteria. And our objective, I can determine if two triangles are congruent. When triangles are congruent, we can write a congruency statement. See all these markings here? We see that this side is congruent to this side is congruent to that side, this side is congruent to this side, and the angles also correspond and are congruent. Okay. A valid congruency statement must match all corresponding angles and sides. So if we look at this and we say triangle ABC, we have to see where angle A lines up. So angle A, I have to take this triangle and turn it around to see that 3 here matches that one, 2 here matches that one, and 1 here matches this one. So I have to line it up, and I say that that would be triangle I, and A, and would have to go L after that, and then H. Let's see, where is my, here we go. Triangle ILH. Okay. So again, angle A matches up with I, H matches up with or L matches up with B, and then H matches up with C. So you have to make sure that it corresponds to the correct angle and the correct side, because AC lines up with IH. HL lines up with BC, and so forth. So it's like taking this triangle and turning it counterclockwise over to here. Okay. Now we look over here, triangle DEF, so DEF, so we see that has to be congruent to that one. So we say that triangle D matches up with A. Let's see, E is going to match up with S, and then F matches up with N. So it's A, S, N. And again, you're turning this probably around 180 degrees to match up with that one. Okay, if all 3 sides of a triangle are congruent to all 3 sides of another triangle, then the triangles are congruent. So we see all these sides are congruent. We don't need to know anything about the angles if all 3 sides are congruent. So A is going to line up with Q, or no, with R. And then B, so it's taken RQ and you're turning it. So it's RQP. All right. Now, so that's one of our criteria. One of them, 3 sides congruent on both triangles, then we can use side, side, side. The next criteria, if 2 sides and the included angle in one triangle are equal to 2 sides and the included angle in another triangle, then the triangles are congruent, known as side angle side. So we see that this side is congruent to this side, this angle is congruent to this angle, and this, let's see what they say. So side, angle, side. Okay, yeah, so this side is congruent to this one, angle in between is congruent, and then FA is congruent to AF because it's the same one. So that ABF is congruent to FEA. So again, ABF is congruent to FEA. So that probably, yeah, FEA, that's right. Okay, angle, side, angle. If 2 angles and the included side of one triangle are equal to 2 angles and the included side of another triangle, then the triangles are congruent. So we have angle, side, angle. So M corresponds with Z. M corresponds with Z. The MN corresponds with ZY. Angle N is congruent to angle Y, so it's angle, side, angle is why you know they're congruent. So M corresponds with Z, so we go Z, and then N we said corresponds with Y, so it'd be ZYX, and that's the way you should write it out. Angle, angle side. If two consecutive included angles and one non-included side of a triangle are equal to two adjacent angles and one non-included side of another triangle, then the triangles are congruent. So we have MBA. MBA is congruent to MDC. Okay. All right, so those are a lot of our congruencies. Now, here's a caution. Angle, 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 and side, side angle do not prove congruent. Also, if you spell this backwards, there's no swear words in math, okay? So that's another way to say you can't have three angles and you can't have side, side angle. If all three angles of one triangle are congruent to all three angles of another triangle, then the triangles are similar but not necessarily congruent, okay? Such as LMN is not congruent to STU. See how they have the same angles, but one just has longer lengths than the other one. So this is the similarity sign right here. So we can say that MLN is similar to TSU. So MLN, TSU, okay? Triangles can have the same angle measurements but be different sizes. Without knowing at least one side, you cannot prove angle, angle, angle congruent. However, they are similar. And I was going to see if I could bring that up just to see what it is. Can't seem to bring it up. mathopenref.com. Okay, just know that they wouldn't be congruent, they would be similar. Side, side angle, given two pairs of corresponding sides and one pair of corresponding angles are congruent. You cannot prove that the two triangles are congruent. So we could say that BC is congruent to QR. Angle or side A, and again, you should be putting bars over there. AB is congruent to PQ. And we could say angle A is congruent to angle P. Okay. Okay. Are these two congruent? B prime C prime is congruent to Q prime R prime? No. A prime B prime is congruent to PQ. You could probably say yes. And angle A is congruent to angle P. Is triangle ABC congruent to triangle PQR? And the answer is no. Okay, so that's why side-side angle does not work. Okay? All right. Okay, so now you're going to go on and prove some congruency statements here. I wonder, I should probably do at least one. Let's do, maybe do number 5. Similarity criteria. Are the three angles the same? Well, if these two angles are the same, then angle, angle, side, angle, angle, side, angle, angle, side. We could say that. Angle, side, angle. So we have angle, this side, but we don't know about this angle. So angle, not the side in between. Side, angle, side. Nope. We could go side, angle, but that side we don't know. Side, side, side. No. So would this be congruent? We have angle, angle, side. And so I would just put here KL, angle, side. Oh, so angle, side is one of our true criteria. So we could go ahead and say triangle EFD is congruent to KLJ. And that's true. Okay. So given congruent triangles, identify the criteria and complete the congruence statement. Okay. So this one right here, similarity criteria, side, side, side. Once we know we have that, we say triangle CAB is congruent to RPQ. So we could say that angle C is congruent to angle R. P is congruent to A, and B is congruent to Q. Even though it doesn't look like they're congruent, they don't have to be drawn to scale, and they don't have to be drawn. You have to go by these. So even though this looks longer than this, since they have the congruency sign, it means CB has to be congruent to QR. Okay. All right, and that also means AB is congruent to QP there, and so forth. All right, I think you can finish this. Go ahead, students, do both the next 2 pages. You can do this. You rock.